Oh my god, we're already in the episode 20 of Disventure Camp? This is almost ending. Wow, that was quite a season. Well, let's see what happened this episode. It's close to the end, so probably gonna be epic and really memorable and all those stuff, because all the episodes close to the end are really good.
Zaid! That's 4 votes.
Huh? Well, this is. Uh, uh, it wasn't a bad episode, but just like Zaid, this episode, the elimination was. Hello, you butt knuckles, Total MK fan here with another Adventure Camp reveal, and well, close to the ending because Adventure Camp is almost in the final episode. Because after this episode, we had 6 finalists on the game, so yeah, just more 6 episodes or 7 maybe. And today I'm going to review episode 20. That is one of the most forgettable episodes in my opinion because this episode was okay. So let's start the review. Well, the episode starts with everyone sad because of what happened last episode because the move didn't work. And Logan feels guilty about what happened because he told Jade about it and he knew this would happen. But then he just say he shouldn't care about it, focus on the game. But in the next scene, he's trying to confront Anastasia even though he said not to care about it. And what the hell is happening with this character here? I'm really confused. Someone explains. And everyone's practically broken. Anastasia doesn't want to talk with anyone. She's completely sad. Logan and Zaid don't know what to do with her. And Hannah tries to go with Amalia. No talking. And she doesn't want to. Amalia said her to go away. And she doesn't. This is the worst type of vibe this camp ever had. And I like this vibe. Everyone down or sad or just really mad because of what happened. Because last episode really tested the characters and now they are or suffering the consequence of what happened last episode or just really feeling bad because this game sucks and sometimes you get in this shit state even though they are really far in the competition. It makes sense. I just don't like that it's solved really fast and kinda the impact of the scenes doesn't matter too much because it's all in the next scene. So yeah, it's a cool vibe, but it could have been handled better. Like almost everything this season could handle better. Well, Hannah that is suffering the consequence for being a jerk is suffering the consequence and do whatever a teenager does when he's angry. Start to break everything and get mad because everyone is wrong and she doesn't know what to do. Yeah, normal reaction for a teenager. And well, seeing this, Logan appears and goes to talk to Hannah, and Hannah's actually having a kind of mental breakdown that's this time is understandable because she talks about her mother and how she died and leave her soon, and she's mad at her because she's mad at her mom. It's a really complicated situation, and this time I understand her being like this because it's a real shit situation and all. And Logan trying to help Zaid understand because he got bronze and he's afraid of water and his mom believe in him. Yeah, it's totally the same situation, Logan. It's totally the same thing. Wow. Okay, I understand he was just trying to help, but when he talks, he's like, oh, you lost your mother. I understand. I got bronze and mom believe in me, and it's basically the same situation. We have the same pain. Like, no. And the situation is way worse than his situation. And it's kind of funny kind of comparing this day. I understand. Like, no, Logan, you don't understand. Well, at least you're trying to help. But interaction gets really good when they just talk about themselves and start breaking stuff. It's nice to see they talking about any drama or, crying a lot. It's a nice scene. But can we talk about how weird the situation is a bit because Hannah out of nowhere brings a box full of stuff to break, like where she found that? Next scene we see Anastasia really sad about what happened. It's totally normal for her to be sad. And Zaid appears and tries to be a friend and comfort her, and it's a nice scene, but I don't feel exactly the impact of the scene. I mean, it's nice to see Zaid trying to help and all this stuff, but they doesn't feel like a genuine friendship, or it just seems he's being nice, and any people with common sense will help her in the situation. So, I don't know. If it was another character doing this, I would understand and feel more the impact of the scene, but it's Zaid, so... Okay, next morning, we have a funny scene that is Zaid complaining about Isabel, saying what she did was fucked up. Okay, yeah, it was. I completely agree with this. It was fucked up. It was iconic, but fucked up. But then he says that he would never do this because go against his principles of brotherhood and all those stuff, and like... Not exactly, because he kinda did similar things, not putting a couple against each other, but eliminating people because that would affect the friendship of that other people, like eliminating Benji in that episode. It was kind of a revenge and, would affect Hannah, so... Yeah, he's not a saint, and he's complaining saying, oh, I would never do that. It's a lie, because he already did that. So, no, Zaid is now principles and stuff. And after that conversation, Isabel's go talk to Jade about it, asking if it was that bad what they did, and asking if it was wrong, and she's bad, and all this stuff. And Jade's like, yeah, but you wanted to do it. Now we need to solve this. We can't be like, oh my god, poor things. Let's all be friends now and try to solve everything. No, we need to focus on the game. Makes sense because there's Final 7. They need to focus. They can't keep like, oh my god, we did something messed up. You guys need to go with like, oh, we did something messed up. Now let's see what else we can do about it. It's nice seeing Isabel feeling a bit of remorse of what she did because it was actually messed up. But it's nice also seeing that Jade knows that it's messed up, but they need to focus on the game. And seeing that Isabel might not be sure what they did might cause some problems. She becomes a bit of a liability because of emotional stuff like Spencer was. So Jade says that she needs to look for more allies if the situations get messy with Isabel. And it's good to see that even though she cares about Isabel, she still needs to win the game and still focus on the game. It's a nice balance between the character's feelings and the character's strategy that Jade didn't have for a while, but in the latest episode she's having. And it's actually great. Jade's being one of the best characters in this merge. Different from other characters, they're being just... And we have another scene of Logan scared of water and all this stuff. I mean, it's a bit more ridiculous than the other because now he's entering that water and leaving. I mean, yeah, it's a trauma, yes, they're working on it, but the way they're doing is not that good and not that interesting. Like, focus on this, but no, they just a little scene and go where and fuck whatever this... They could work better on this situation. Oh, and Jade sees that and maybe this it's her advantage or something. I don't know what she's going to use this information for. And then we have the challenge. That is basically a maze that will appear to information about the character. If you guess right, you're still on the maze. If you guess wrong, you're leave the challenge. If you wrong the information twice. It's basically just that. They're gonna walk, read, and see if they are right. Wow. Exciting! The first one's about Marissa, that is, which of one of these is Marissa's brother. And everyone's goes trying to guess that, except that Anastasia is there. They don't wait for Anastasia to answer and go with her, like she's Marissa's girlfriend. It was the most obvious answer ever, and they made this stupid move of going first. Like, what the fuck? Is it just follow the damn girl that was dating Marissa? At least Zaid and Isabel did that, follow Anastasia. Except Jade, because she knew the answer, because she talked to Marissa about it. The next question was, which was Richard's basketball team? And Zaid answers the wrong on purpose, so Isabel will follow him, so she would lost the challenge automatically because he's saying the wrong stuff, and she would follow, and she would lose. This was just a bit dumb because he would lose the challenge also, so I don't know if this was a smart move, or a question could appear that she knows the answer and he goes the wrong and she goes to the right one because she knows the answer. So this strategy was a bit dumb, but it's kind of the only thing he could do with this challenge, so I kind of understand why he did that. We also see a little nice scene between Hannah, Logan, and Amalia, that we see that Amalia is still mad at Hannah. And is justified because everything this girl did to Amalia was a total right. But yeah, it's a little nice scene between Logan and Hannah. Yeah, okay. And the first person to lose the challenge is obvious, Isabel, because Zaid was giving her the wrong answers on purpose. And we have the best screen performance of all Disventure Camp in, I don't know, since forever. So here, have the best scream ever. That was the scream. Like, when I heard this for the first time, I was like, damn, they were killing the girl in real life and she's screaming in pain, because this was really a really good scream. Like, congratulations for the voice actress. And of course, Zaid and Anastasia go to make fun of Isabel, saying stuff to her like, you're not a person, and you doesn't need to talk about you because you're total trash, and all those stuff. I like this scene. It's nice seeing Anastasia and Zaid together making fun of this nun, because she kind of deserves it. But I still don't buy this friendship, and this scene is really cool more because of Anastasia having advantage than Zaid on her side doing, whoa, you mean cool, whoa, those birds, no, it's kind of, Zaid didn't need to be there, but you being there makes the scene a little bit more cool, but a little less, yeah. I don't know, I just can't buy this whole friendship stuff. The second one to lose the challenge was Logan, and since Isabel is there, the only thing they have to do is talk. But they start talking about last episode's move, and out of nowhere, Amalia appears because she was running to the next question, and they were really far from Logan and Isabel's hole they fall, right? But she overhears what they're talking about. And since they're talking about yesterday's move, they knew about the whole thing, and then Marie's elimination, and Logan betrayed the alliance. And Amalia is obviously going to use this information later in the game. I love that Amalia is more strategic, and they want to focus more on her gameplay and moves and, you know, things she know about to use and strategies. But this was a bit random, like they're talking and she overhears the whole situation really far away where they were, so it was kind of a bit of force here, but I can't ignore it because, you know, everything that helps the whatever guy to be eliminated, and no, it's worth it. But hopefully she uses this in the future and Logan ends up being eliminated because of it, because I'm kind of tired of this boy being in the game, like, sincerely. Now I'm going to skip a lot of stuff that happened in the challenge because they really don't matter, and the more important stuff that happens when Hannah loses the challenge, and Amalia was already there, so they have finally a conversation about their whole situation, because it's actually one of the only important things that happens here. Well, in this conversation, we learn more about Amalia's past and how she says that Hannah looks like her, but in the same way, she doesn't, because when she was young, she was like Hannah, stupid, stubborn, an idiot, and take things too seriously, and dramatic, and okay, I better stop listing things. But she also says about how she, you know, built her empire of, you know, alone, and she used the others to help her and not help the others and all those stuff, and talks about rage and angry, how it can be useful, but also, you know, it's not cool to use angry all the time and as a tool, because you can become an annoying teenager that looks like it's whining about everything and everyone is wrong except you, and making a drama out of nowhere. And I'm starting to talk about shit of Hannah again. I should stop doing this. Well, to explain the scene and everything in a simple way, Amalia gives Hannah a lesson, and apparently Hannah learns the lesson and probably will stop doing what she was doing the last episodes. It's a nice scene, and I can see the mom and daughter vibe in this whole scene. You know, you can see they look like a mom and daughter scene, you know, like a mom giving a lesson to her daughter about, you know, being, you know, a bit of a jerk, even though in the situation, I doubt Amalia would be this calm, but she learned her mistakes that Hannah teach her, and now she's teaching Hannah what she teach her. It's a bit of confusing way to explain. I got really lost while I'm talking, but you understand. It was a nice scene, one of the best scenes of the episode, and one of the only ones I care, actually. After that, we see Jade winning immunity, and I can say I was really happy when I saw she winning, because she deserved. She was the only character here that was worried that would be eliminated, but she wasn't. Yes! And I didn't say this before, but Jade got all the answers correct. She actually answered everything right, because you see that she talks with the people and she was listening, and she actually cares about some people here, because she knows some things that I wouldn't remember. If I was talking to the person, I would care like at all for that, you know. And the characters here also show that, because Zaid answers wrong some things that were clearly the answer, and he got it wrong. So these people here are not not very good at memorable things. So yeah, it was nice seeing that Jade actually is a thoughtful person and actually cares about talking to the others and the most useless facts about people. Or she just used it for the game, I don't know. Anyway, it was nice seeing her winning immunity. Now, skipping to the important stuff, Anastasia goes talk to Amalia, Logan, and Hannah to find out who leaked information to Jade and Isabel. And, well, she suspects with Amalia because she didn't want to vote for Isabel. And actually, it wasn't Amalia, and she knows it wasn't Amalia because she looked at her right and see Logan, and he is like this. If this is not a suspicious way, or he is not keeping a secret, or is afraid because he knows he will die if he tells Anastasia something, I don't know what it is. But instead of confessing that he did that, he says that was actually Zaid that did the whole thing, and Hannah only see an opportunity to keep Logan in the game. They lie about the whole thing, and Anastasia believes them without consulting Zaid or thinking this could be a whole lie. This doesn't make any sense. I mean, Anastasia, one of the best players in the game, believes in this type of thing with Logan looking like this, and she doesn't think it's weird or suspicious, or don't even talk to Zaid before the elimination. It was a really poor excuse to eliminate Zaid. And yes, I understand why some people got mad because of it, because it is a shitty way to get eliminated because it was really bad written. But on the other side, I don't actually see a problem because Zaid is boring and he being eliminated right now was actually a good thing. So yeah, it was bad written, but for the character that was being eliminated, I don't care that much. And after that, we see Amalia going to talk to Isabel and Jade that Isabel's still mad about what happened in the challenge, and Jade's like, well, you kinda deserve it, so you know, you can't complain that much. But anyway, Amalia appears, talks with them, and she asks for a request. And the request is to vote for Anastasia because she's convinced Isabel and Jade that she's going to eliminate Anastasia. But she isn't. She's just going to do that so Anastasia and Isabel keep, fighting and not liking each other, so this tension could still happen between the two. So Hannah and Amalia and Logan could work together, or they decide who to vote with Jade and Isabel or Anastasia. It's an interesting move. I like how Amalia is kind of controlling the game and being the only one who's doing something useful here. So yeah, it's nice to see her doing strategy and all this stuff. The only problem is that Jade is noticing this and might eliminate Amalia because of that. And I kind of worry because I don't want Amalia to be eliminated. So yeah, it's kind of messed up. And after all that, we have this elimination ceremony and, well, this happens.
Zaid! That's 4 votes.
Huh?
You know what you did.
Zaid is eliminated. He had his final moment with Anastasia and Logan, saying what he thinks, and that's it. That's the episode. Amalia explains her plan at the ending, and Jade that she's noticed what Amalia is doing. And that's how the episode ends. And wow, this episode was really boring. I mean, some characters were good, like Amalia, Jade, Isabel. The interactions between Anastasia and Zaid were a bit cool in some moments. Logan was a bit annoying because he was literally lying and betraying his ally that was the Boys Alliance. And again, flipping. This dude can't stop doing that. And this episode kind of solved the problem of Hannah. She's going back to her normal self, even though in the ending she did something strategic and didn't think about emotion. But come on, it was Zaid and Anastasia. She doesn't have a deep connection with them, and she was just playing the game and lying on purpose. So they could eliminate Zaid. So yeah, she was good at this episode. I think now Hannah is going back to normal after this terrible run she had in the merge. But still, the challenge was okay. It had some funny moments, some good interactions, but it wasn't that interesting and kind of boring, actually. I'm doing this review and I keep forgetting what happened in the episode. If you ask me, some scene of the episode I'm going to probably forget and not remember because it's really forgettable. And talking now about the eliminated contestant, Zaid is not that interesting character. I mean, he's cool, he has some nice moments, and he's fun sometimes, but he's not that good character. He's not the funniest character, and he isn't the nicest character or one of the characters you care about the most in the show, unless you're like a Zaid super fan. Does that exist? I don't know. But yeah, and this episode being his elimination episode, when the elimination is one of the most iconic or important parts of the episode, makes the episode boring because Zaid is not that actually interesting character to make elimination. So he's eliminated and he goes like, okay, he's out. What's next? You know, I kind of feel weird when I see people complaining a lot about this and say, oh, this was trash shit, they didn't deserve that, oh my god, I can't believe they did that. Since 1 week before, they were like, or Zaid, I don't care. I mean, I don't understand this fandom. They don't care about a character, and when he's eliminated, they're like, oh my god, I can't believe they eliminated him. But I, when I watched this, I was angry, but not because he was eliminated, but because this should have happened episodes ago. When Ivy was eliminated, Zaid should be the one being eliminated and going on her side, because Ivy is way more interesting than Zaid. If they want to separate the couple, they should pick the most interesting one, and they pick the most boring to stay until the final 7. And Zaid did basically nothing until this point. So what pisses me off about this elimination is that they let the characters stay a lot in the game, and they did nothing with this. Zaid's one of the most boring characters in the show. So yeah, this episode was boring, just like the elimination. It had some nice moments, but boring, forgettable, just like the character that was eliminated. Yeah, I'll give this episode a 6, I guess, out of 200. Kidding. And now talking about who I think would be the next eliminated, and well, I have no idea. It won't be Logan, that's for sure, because they won't eliminate the only guy in the game in the final 6, probably in the final 4 or 5 if he doesn't go to the finale. But about the eliminated, I don't know, maybe Amalia or Anastasia, because Isabel and Jade could go together and use the Jade advantage to eliminate one of them, because they are real big threats now. But if I had to guess, I'll say Anastasia, because now she has no allies and she's alone, and she is a physical threat. So yeah, I think Anastasia will be the next eliminated. But the last time I said Anastasia will be the next eliminated, it didn't work, so maybe Amalia too. I don't know. And in the way that things are going, I don't actually care. You can eliminate all of them, just don't eliminate Jade, because she's the most interesting and the most deserving winner that lasted in the game. So if they eliminate Logan, Hannah, Amalia, Isabel, or Anastasia, I won't care. Just don't eliminate Jade. So yeah, that's it. I think the video can end here. Wow, that was a really boring video. Nothing exciting happened. Maybe I should put an explosion or something here in the end, you know, just to be funny. And yeah, goodbye. Hello, you banana my god, I can't see my own intro, what the hell. But it was so stupid. Like, Anastasia, one of the best gamers in the play. No, wait. One of the best players in the game. Whoa, I switched the things here.